You have probably heard of Facebook, WhatsApp, Messenger, Instagram, Twitter, and many other social media networks that play such an important role in present society. You probably also know the people like Mark Zuckerberg, who made all of this possible. But it is very unlikely that most of you have any idea about less known virtual communities, native to the biggest country in the world, Russia. This is the story of creators of the biggest social media platforms in Eastern Europe. They fight against censorship, self-imposed exile, and accusation of terrorism? Pavel and Nikolai are two Russian brothers raised in Turin, Italy. Nikolai, the older one, is a programmer, winner of multiple programming and math contests. He has 2 PhDs and is a senior research fellow at St. Petersburg State University, but we are going to focus on the other one, Pavel. The younger brother is definitely the face of the duo. He graduated from the philology department of St. Petersburg State University. He is also the eccentric one. Durov is self-described libertarian and vegetarian and recently has given up eating food in hope of coming up with new ideas for the messaging app. Yikes! On October 10, 2006, the brothers launched their first big project called VKontakte, which would become the biggest social networking service and the most popular website in Russia. Pavel had seen his country as tax-free and libertarian utopia for technologists. At that time, the internet sphere in Russia was much less regulated than now, giving him hope for a better future. In some ways, it was more liberal than the United States, he said. The website quickly gained its users. As of December 2019, VK had almost 575 million accounts. VK was initially influenced by Facebook, and it shows. As a founder and CEO, Pavel Durov owned 20% of shares. But in April 2014 he eventually sold his remaining stake for millions and fled Russia. According to Durov, he did that due to Kremlin tightening its grip over the internet, and President Putin's allies taking control of VKontakte. However, an official reason of his dismissal was his letter of resignation that he sent on April 1st that he supposedly failed to withdraw. Pavel claims that it was only April Fool's joke and he wasn't serious back then. Upon leaving Russia, he obtained St. Kitts and Nevis citizenship through donating $250,000 to the country's sugar industry diversification foundation. This allowed him to focus on creating with his brother their next company, Telegram, which was focused on encrypted messaging service. They did it, releasing the app in August 2013. Telegram has now 200 million users, mostly from Eastern and Central Europe. Its client-side code is completely open source. The app is open for everyone, regardless of their worldviews and agenda, with all chats and users' files stored in encrypted and therefore safe clouds. It was Durov's dream of free speech and libertarian values come true. Or was it? The first country to have problem with Telegram's agenda was Iran. On October 20, 2015, Durov claimed that the Iranian government was trying to get from Telegram data about their citizens. The date was not a coincidence. Around this time, the so-called Azeri protests occurred, and Telegram, being the biggest messaging platform in Iran, was used for unifying the protesters and sharing satirical comments about the Iranian government. As the Durov was not willing to ban anti-government channels, Telegram was blocked at the end of December 2015. To no one's surprise, the next blockage was in China. Chinese government blamed Telegram for aiding human rights lawyers who criticized the Communist Party in China. In July 2015, Telegram was completely blocked. To this day, China is the only country that fully banned the app. And now we have come to the full circle, and are back when it all started, in the Russian Federation. The year is 2017. The Russian government works hard to force Yarovaya law on all of the social network apps. It is supposed to protect the country from terrorist attacks by demanding the access to the correspondence of any users. Of course, it was against everything that Durov believed in. Telegram company was tried for breaking the Yarova law. A judgment was delivered in favor of Russia's Federal Security Service (FSB). imposing a fine on Telegram of 800,000 rubles. And it was in the end. Because Durov still refused to give encrypted keys to FSB, in April 2018 they attempted to completely ban Telegram in Russia, but failed. They tried targeting IP addresses operated by big companies, such as Google, that hosted Telegram traffic. However, it turned out that they can't do it without affecting traffic of the hosts. Meanwhile, Durov started his social media campaign, encouraging people of Russia to take a stand and show the government that they do not agree with the censorship. In the morning, April 22nd, across all country, people launched paper airplanes, the symbol of Telegram, from the roofs of various buildings, and next, in April 30, in the center of Moscow. But did the protesters make any difference? Not really. But they didn't have to. FSB, after a year of efforts to block Telegram, admitted that their attempts were ineffective. Thus, many people in Russia use Telegram, but only because the authorities haven't found an effective way to stop them. They don't even have to use VPNs to chat with friends inside or outside of Russia. Telegram is still a very popular app in both personal and commercial use. And here we are now. Pavel Durov is still being his eccentric self, getting noticed by media thanks to his odd ideas. He also has another trial, this time in the US apparently, and he banned some ISIS accounts on Telegram. By some he's seen as a weirdo, by some as a fighter for freedom, by some as someone who gives terrorists a safe space for planning attacks. But it seems that he enjoys life in spotlight, and it is probably not gonna end anytime soon.